Hi, I'm Tamala Threadgill from Flair 21. Today we're going to talk about Homestories, the new spring and summer collection from Auto Fabrics. Home is where the heart is. All of us have a story to tell, and which makes every story different. Home is where you make it. So some of us might live in the city, some might live on the road, but all of those make for great stories to be told. So we're going to tell you a story today using these beautiful fabrics about exotic places and bright lights of the city through these beautiful, luxurious fabrics that we're going to share with you today. The first series in this collection of Homestories is called Wanderlust. Wanderlust is going to be sort of like a mountainous countryside, meadows, thinking that terms of that type of fabrics when we're talking about this series. So the very first fabric in this series is called Sunrose. Sunrose has a beautiful floral design. It is a printed fabric. It's on a woven base, and you can see the floral design here. It comes in multiple colors, and this would be the front, and then I'll just show you the back as this nice white back on this particular fabric. Comes in lots of beautiful colors. Again, this is Sunrose. The next fabric in this series is called Break. Break has a nice gauzy feel to it. It's transparent, but it is a stripe. It comes in 5 different colors. Try to hold it up here so you can see a larger piece of the stripe, and the repeat on this fabric really has some really soft, subtle colors in this. Again, this is Break. This is Trail. Trail is a lino weave, and this comes in 7 different colors. This is an asymmetrical pattern on this, so it has a nice openness about it. You can see it has some variegation in color, so you're going to get multiple colors in this, but very open, very nice colorway, 7 different colors to choose from. Again, this is called Trail. So this next hanging sample has actually 3 designs on it, and so this is going to feature Arnica, Buttercup, and Leah. And these are your scalloped hem bottoms and ring top cafes. So I'm going to hold this one up just so you can see a little bit about what I'm talking about. So it has the ring top in the very top of the fabric, and then it has a beautiful scallop bottom on the bottom of this. And these are cafe styles, so they come in different lengths. And then there's one of these that actually comes in 118, so it would not have the ring top on the top of it, but it would have the scallop bottom. And so where most of our fabrics are 118, these do have the short width cafes. And so I'm gonna turn this around so that you can see this photo too. This on the hanging sample always speaks volumes for me when we're talking about the fabrics and showing these in our dealers, because you can see what has been done with this fabric, and these always speaks volumes to show you what the fabric repeats and how they look when they're made up. So keep in mind that our fabrics are typically 118 inches wide. They are machine washable, but in this exception, these are scalloped bottom cafe curtains. Our next fabric is milfoil. It has 4 different colors, and this is a very naturistic type fabric. It's transparent, but it has this nice kind of a naturistic design on the fabric with a little bit of a floral motif. Makes you kind of think of the countryside, meadows, something along that lines of what you might see. But very soft, very billowy, has a really nice hand to it, and comes in some really nice soft muted colors. Anemone is the last fabric of this series. This is a beautiful, almost watercolor-like printed floral motif. It has 4 different colors. And you can see the different colorways here. I'll hold them up so you can see. And remember the picture I told you on the back, so you can see this has a beautiful all over design on the sheer fabric. Really has some beautiful colors in it. So again, this is the last fabric in that series, Anemone. The next series is called Homecoming. Homecoming, if you think of fabrics that are comforting and very soft and almost kind of relaxing. This particular fabric is the very first fabric in that series, and it's called Stripey. Stripey has kind of a cabana-like stripe, so you can see that you have like a color stripe with the off-white going on here, and it has lots of different colors. There are 12 different colorways in this particular fabric. And then I'll flip it over on the back so that you can see the fabric itself. This is almost kind of linen-like. It has a really soft hand, so it's very drapeable. And then you can see here, they've actually even taken this and they like misaligned the stripes here on the back of this. So it just gives it a whole nother look for draperies. So this is a beautiful fabric. It has a very casual, very comforting look, and it's called Stripey. The next fabric in this series is called Jazzy. Jazzy comes in 12 colors. This is a soft, aesthetic, single color fabric. You'll notice on the top of this, you're gonna see this red hook, and that just indicates that this is inherently flame retardant fabric. So in this whole series of Homecoming, all of these fabrics are gonna have this red hook, and they will all be inherently flame retardant. So the next fabric is Dinky. Dinky comes in 7 colors, and again, remember, has the red hook, so everything is inherently flame retardant. And this particular fabric is a sheer. It's a transparent, has a really soft, buttery hand to the sheer portion of it. But if you'll notice on my sample here, you're gonna see that this is vertical. So this stripe is running vertical in the 118. And then up here in the colorways, you're gonna see this stripe running horizontal. The reason for that is we want you to be able to see the pattern repeat of this. So technically this is going to be a vertical stripe, but when you're looking at it on the hanger, you're gonna see the long piece is the actual way the fabric runs, and then you're gonna have these smaller pieces that show the different colorways that are available to you, but they're gonna show this stripe going horizontal so that you can see the pattern repeat between the striping effect that this particular fabric gives you. The next fabric is called Sporty. Sporty is a nice geometric design. You can see that the squares and rectangles here on this particular pattern actually has what we call the Shirley effect. So it has this little slight fray design that's part of the weaving of this particular fabric. This comes in 3 different colors. Flip it over on the back side so that you can see the picture here, because they've used this nice geometric sheer for a Roman shade. It makes a beautiful Roman shade. And you can see as I hold it up, this one has a little bit of color in it. And so you can see the design a little bit better here. It turns out to be a beautiful geometric pattern. The next fabric is Groovy. Groovy was designed for the movers and the shakers. This one has 4 different colors. I'm gonna hold it up so that you can see the pattern. This has a tiny fine light marquisette base to it. So it's a tiny little check in that sheer of this particular fabric. See the picture on the back? Has a nice abstract design with multiple colors in it. Has a beautiful muted colorway here on the front. And this again is available in 4 different colorways. The next fabric is called Bloomy. Bloomy has a nice linen-like base. It has this beautiful floral motif. It's very watercolory-like. Has a really nice feel. This is available in 5 different colorways. You can see on the back when I flip this over that it is an all-over pattern, so you can see that, and this is the larger piece here. Now, if floral is just not your thing and you really like the base of this fabric, that is also something that you can get. They have a piece on the back here. This is the base cloth of that fabric. It's actually Lento. Lento came from our Perfect Getaways collection, and it would be available in multiple colors, and you can order swatches of that as well. That is Lento is the base cloth of this design, and then the floral design part of this is called Bloomy. So the next series is called Nostalgia. This particular series of this collection of home stories is going to be very whimsical. You're going to see some really fun things on these fabrics. And so the very first one is called Pula. Pula has a very linen-like texture to it. It's a single colorway. It comes in 21 different colors, and it's a very Mediterranean look colorway. So you're thinking ocean, sea, vacation. So these have beautiful colors. I'm going to flip it around so that you can see a little more of the texture here of this design. So it's very similar to some of the other things that we also have in our line that have that nice linen-like texture to it, but this is not super heavy. It's actually kind of lightweight. It has a nice hand to it, and with 21 colors, I'm sure there is a color here that will work for you. So the next fabric is called Cestu. Cestu is very linen-like, and it's almost like you're on safari because this has a whole giraffe family. So it has this yarn. It's an applied yarn to this linen-like weave-based fabric. I'm gonna hold it up so maybe you can see the little giraffes here on the design. It comes in 2 colors. I think you can see this one a little better. You can see the different yarns. So you can see the giraffes woven right onto the fabric with that topical yarn applied to this faux linen-based fabric. It does come in 2 colors, and it's just a very fun, very artistic fabric. The next fabric is called Magoro. Magoro is going to make you want to travel. It's got lines and designs all over this faux linen base. So this is a faux linen base cloth, but then it has this beautiful grosgrain ribbon that's stitched right on top of this faux linen base fabric. So you can see it's kind of a geometric, kind of an abstract design that just goes all over the fabric from the top to the bottom. And turn it around so that you can see the picture here on the back. You can see that it runs all over this fabric from the very top to the bottom, and I'll hold up this piece. It's available in several different colors here. I think we have 3 colors. You have this nice citrus color, then you have this beautiful gray, and then you have the white. And all of that is just giving you a little bit of this color right inside that grosgrain ribbon that's stitched on the top of that fabric. Again, this is Magoro. This next fabric is called Bosa. Bosa is available in 3 different colors. This is more gonna be something that you would see that has a lot of different tiles and texture. We talked about earlier how the stripes are gonna go a different way on these pieces that are running down the waterfall. That's to show you the pattern dimensions and the pattern repeat of the stripes here on this. So when I flip it over, you're gonna see the actual on the stripe here. You see how this stripe is running vertical here, and if I hold up this big piece, you see all the different abstract tiles and stripes that are featured in this particular fabric. This does have a very soft, transparent base fabric, and then you have all these beautiful abstract colors and textures in the striping effect on the sheer itself. And then again on the front, you'll have all your different colorways in the different folds of these fabrics to show you the variation on the pattern repeat of the stripes. This is Bosa. This fabric is called Badesi. Badesi is available in 3 colors, and it has a very abstract type design on this. This again has a very soft, very flowy sheer base, but then it has these wonderful half circle designs that have jacquard. It has the Shirley effect, so you can see a little bit of the fraying here on these, but beautiful multicolored all throughout the fabric. I'm gonna flip it over so you can see the design here and how it's an all over pattern with the half circle design. I'm also gonna flip this up because on the back of these little cards, even though they're great for pictures, on the back it shows the great pattern repeat so that you can see the actual dimensions of how that works. And so when you're making draperies and other applications, this definitely comes in handy. I'm gonna hold this up so you can see a bigger picture of this, so you can see the pattern and how it runs all over the sheer. And same colorway featuring, this is the half circle, where the one before this, Bosa, is the striping. So these 2 kind of married together. This fabric is called Onani. Onani is a beautiful yarn made with printed on this very open weave type casement fabric. It has 4 different colors to choose from, and it's pretty colorful. I'm going to flip it around so that you can see the other side, because that's where all my colors seem to be. You can see that this is pretty colorful, almost like a watercolor. It's very open. I'm going to hold it up so you can see how open of a casement this is. So this is what degree of openness that you're going to have, but then some of the colorways are really pretty. They have this great teal and oranges and different colorways, lots of neutrals, blues that come out in the Onani. The last design in this series is called Lula. Lula is sure to melt your heart. It is a very fun, youthful digital print. It is on a sheer base, and it has ice cream on a lolly, in a cup, on a cone. You get to choose, and it has all these beautiful colors, very bright motif colorway. It's a lot of fun. If you look on the back, you can see how it's an all over print on this particular fabric. Again, on the back, it gives you the pattern repeats, but this is called Lula. Very youthful, fun fabric. So the last series of our collection, called Homestories, is called Nightlife. Nightlife is going to be a little more urban with a little hint of Art Deco. You're going to see some matte and some shimmering threads. This series will probably be the talk of the town. So this one is called Fashion. This is the first one in the series. This one is definitely going to have a little bit of a hint of that Art Deco. You're going to see some shininess going on here in some of the threads, and then you're going to have some matte in this with a dark background. I'm going to flip it around so you can see this and really get a feel for this fabric. It is an all over design. You can see that here on the dark color, really shows off the pattern really well. On the back, you're going to get that pattern repeat again. And then I'm going to hold this one up. This is the neutral. You can see it has that really nice shimmery look to it. You know, reminds you a little bit of the Nightlife. And then if you look at the back of it, you really get to see some of that sheen that you can see on the back of that, and those threads that are coming through that feature out here. So again, this particular fabric is called Fashion. The next design in this series is called Style. Style is a typographic design. It's an all over pattern with like a raised yarn that runs all over this semi-matte, very nice hand. It's very buttery feeling, so this is going to have a really nice hand to it. It's available in 5 different colors. You can see it has a really nice colorway here. I'm going to flip it over so we can see the all over pattern on the back side of this, how it runs all over the pattern. It's just beautiful, giving you a very almost elegant like look too. This could be extremely elegant hanging on a window, but does give you that nice abstract design as well. So the next fabric is actually 2 fabrics. We have 2 fabrics on one header. You're going to see we have Globe, and then we also have Grammy. So Globe is the drapery weight fabric that's going to be here on the front. You can see it has a large range of colors, and there are 8 different colors here to choose from. And the neat thing about this is you can see that there's some nice bold colors here, but if you flip this over, you even get something a little more bold. So you can see that this fabric is reversible. So it has that nice pop of color, even more prominent on the opposite side of this particular fabric. This is an all over geometric, kind of an architectural, more urban type fabric or design. I'm gonna flip it over so that we can see the other fabric, and of course you can see this photo. I love this because it shows what you can really do with this fabric. So this is the drapery weight, and they've turned this on the back side to do your banding on the leading edge, and then this of course is your sheer fabric, which gives this all over kind of an architectural, very urban like design on the sheer. So this really is a nice bang for your buck. This one has 2 different fabrics, and the one fabric, Globe, is reversible, so you're getting a whole nother color palette on the opposite side of this fabric. So 2 fabrics, Globe and Grammy. This fabric is called Limits. Limits is another lino weave in our collection and has 5 different colorways to choose from. I'm going to show you the large piece so that you can get the striping effect of this particular fabric. I'll hold this up, you can see all the different colors that are running through this large piece here on the back. This is a vertical design, so the striping effect is running the length of the fabric. This would be your 118, and then when I flip this around, these pieces are going to show it running horizontal again for that same reason, so that you can see the pattern repeat of the stripes. On the back here, it shows you again what the repeats of that striping effect is, but it's available in 5 different colors and it is called Limits. If you like elegant minimalism, Dynamic is the fabric. Dynamic has a beautiful colorway. It offers 3 different colors for you. It has kind of an openness about it. It's another lino weave. You can see the design here when I hold this up. Has these more soft tones like ivories, ecru, like nougat type colors. I think it's gonna not really show off very well in this, but you can see the panels that they did here. Looks like a ripple fold drapery. I'm sure this would make a beautiful ripple fold drapery. Has just enough of that openness about it that makes it a beautiful sheer design. And this is called Dynamic. This fabric is called Award. Award has a transparent look. It's available in 23 different colors. It is a single colorway, single color colorway, but it has a nice melanged or heathered type look to this. Lots of different colors to choose from. Again, very like that Mediterranean colorway. The soft color palettes here. On the back side, I'm going to flip it over so you can see these beautiful Roman shades that were made out of this. If you're looking for a sheer Roman shade, this is like the perfect fabric. It's not too heavy and not too sheer. You can see that you're going to get some of this light filtering in on this Roman shade, but it really does turn out to make a beautiful Roman shade. I'm going to hold it up so you can see a little bit of the texture on this fabric. Not too heavy, has a wonderful hand to it, so it's very drapeable. Definitely has a nice linen-like look to it with those melanged like yarns that's used on this particular fabric. Again, this is called Award, and Award is available in 23 different colorways. This design is called Noble. Noble is a full blossom floral pattern. It's a Pearlex print, so it gives you this nice textured like print design on this fabric. It is an all over full scale, large scale print. I'll turn it around so I think on the darker color you can see a little better the design and how all over it is, and the different colors that are woven or printed onto that fabric so that you can really see the design. This one has 3 different colorways, and it is a burnout. So in between this print that's on here, you can see this burnout texture in between the florals. The last fabric in this series is called Adventure and Challenge. So you got 2 fabrics again on one header, and then this is definitely bringing the big city to life. So it's a burnout, so you're gonna see the positive negative here. You're gonna have the sheer fabric that has the opaque design with the cityscape in the background. It's gonna be hard to see this just holding this fabric up. You really have to see this in person to really appreciate the cityscape on this sheer fabric. So this is the sheer, and then this one is going to be your opaque design. You might see this a little better, but you can see the outline of the city in the background. It's a little more contemporary. A lot of fun things you could do with this fabric. When you look at the back of it, you're going to see that they added this beautiful colored band across the bottom of it, and then they use the sheer and the opaque here. So again, this is Adventure and Challenge. Now that we've seen all the fabrics in the series for Home Stories, it also comes with 2 upholstery books and 1 fabric book. So the first upholstery book that I'm going to show you is called Missouri. Missouri, I'm going to open it up so that you can see on the inside. These have beautiful textured fabrics, all upholstery weight fabrics. They have the Martindale information right here on the label for you. These are going to be 55 inches and these are going to be machine washable. Some of them have the texture on the back, and then some of these, as you see throughout the collection, would also have a nice backing on them. And so I'm just going to flip through so that you can see some of the colorways here that come in this book. We have already started to show these a little bit, and we've gotten a really good response on these fabrics because they are machine washable and upholstery fabrics. The second upholstery book is called Nador. Nador gets a lot of response as well because it has this beautiful velvet and it comes in tons of colors. And then it has this very global textured design. I'm going to flip through so you can see some of the colors. This new faux leather that we have. These are all, again, upholstery fabrics, and you can see this has a nice backing on it. All of these are going to be 55 wide. We even have some of these have the metallic colors in there. So we have the pearl color, the copper, the gold. You'll see some of those as you flip through the colorways, but lots of beautiful, vibrant colors in this book. Really nice upholstery book with lots and lots of color and lots of texture and geometric design in this book called Nador. So the only fabric book that we have in this collection called Homestories is the final fabric book called Groovy. If inherently flame retardant fabrics were of interest to you, remember that everything with the red hook and the red handle has all fabrics that are inherently flame retardant. So every fabric in this book is inherently flame retardant. So this is going to recap some of those fabrics for you. So right off the bat, you've got your bloomy, you've got your stripy, you've got those nice solid single colored sheer fabrics, some stripes. But the nice thing about this is that it makes a nice presentation, giving you some photography. While you're with your client, it's showing you how you can use all of these fabrics in the same room together. They're all color coordinated together, giving you several different color palettes here to work with. So you can see that you've got a little bit of everything as far as color is concerned, and then giving you a good many of those neutral fabrics in this book as well. So remember, this is the Groovy book. It's inherently flame retardant with the red handle, and this is the only fabric book in the collection called Homestories. Thank you for joining us today for the premiere of Homestories Auto Spring and Summer Collection. We're so happy to have you and glad that you could join us today. If you would like to touch and feel these fabrics for yourself, please order your free swatch kit either via our 800 number or through our website. You can get a portfolio that has a 6x6 cutting of every design in one color each. We also have hanging samples and books available. So give us a call or let us know what you thought about today's presentation.